What's up, guys? I don't even know where to start with this one. I mean, I wish I could come on here tonight with some kind of optimism, some kind of silver lining. But this right here, this was one of those games that just makes you sit there as a Browns fan and ask yourself, what are we even doing anymore? The Cleveland Browns just got humiliated, again, by the New England Patriots. Final score, 32-13. And yeah, you heard that right. 32-13. And what's worse, this wasn't some kind of close, hard-fought battle that slipped away in the fourth quarter. No, man. This was one-sided from the opening kickoff. We got bullied, outcoached, outplayed, and outthought in every single possible way. And look, I've tried to be patient. I really have. I've tried to give this coaching staff the benefit of the doubt. I've tried to believe that maybe, just maybe, Kevin Stefanski knew something the rest of us didn't when he decided Dillon Gabriel was his guy. This so-called supercomputer quarterback, who was supposed to process defenses like an AI and revolutionize the Browns offense? Yeah, that guy. But after tonight, after this mess of a game, I'm done pretending. I'm done rationalizing, because what we just saw out there wasn't a quarterback growing through struggles. It was a quarterback drowning in them. Gabriel's performance tonight was everything that's wrong with this team right now. I'm talking 21 completions on 35 attempts. That's 60%. And sure, if you don't follow football, that might sound okay. But let's be real. In today's NFL, 60% is bottom tier. It's not competitive, especially when all you're throwing are checkdowns and dump-offs. Gabriel finished with, get this, 156 total passing yards. 156. That's not just bad. That's flat out embarrassing. I could pull up college quarterbacks who threw for more yards in a single half last weekend. And here I am, trying to do my best to gather all the information I can for you and share it with you. Please leave your likes and comments, and I would be grateful if you subscribed. Let's continue. And against who? The Patriots defense, which, let's be honest, hasn't exactly been a dominant unit this season. This isn't 2003 Belichick. This is a Patriots team still trying to find its identity. And yet they looked like the '85 Bears against us because they didn't even need to respect the deep ball. Gabriel threw 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, but don't let that box score fool you. Those touchdowns came when the game was already over. Straight up garbage time stats against a defense that was just letting the clock run out. They weren't earned. They were sympathy points. But those interceptions? Oh, those were real. Both of them brutal. Forced throws into coverage. Bad reads. Late releases. Just total misfires that killed whatever tiny spark of momentum we had. And you can see the ripple effect on the field, man. Receivers aren't even running routes with confidence anymore because they know they're not getting the ball. You can literally see the frustration in their body language. Guys like Fannin Jr. are out there catching 6 passes for 63 yards, and every single one of those is a check down. Behind the line of scrimmage. Short, safe, meaningless completions. It's maddening. I've watched this league a long time, and I've covered the Browns through some dark times. But this level of offensive stagnation feels different. It feels forced. It feels political. Because let's be honest, this whole Dillon Gabriel experiment is not about football anymore. It's about Kevin Stefanski's ego. It's about him proving that his evaluation was right, even when every stat, every film breakdown, and every eye test says it's not. And the favoritism? It's out of control. Gabriel gets every first-team rep, every bit of coaching focus, every ounce of faith, while Shedeur Sanders, who was brought in for this exact situation, just stands there holding a clipboard, watching another season circle the drain. You can see it plain as day. Stefanski's stubbornness has reached that dangerous point where it's costing the entire team. The defense is out there fighting tooth and nail. Guys like Myles Garrett are putting on absolute clinics. And the offense is wasting it. Week after week after week. Now here's the thing that might sound crazy, but I actually believe it's true. In a weird way, this might be the best thing that could have happened for Shedeur Sanders. Because every single bad Gabriel game makes Shedeur's stock go up. Every short checkdown, every interception, every wasted drive just makes it more obvious who should be leading this team. And when Shedeur finally gets his shot, and trust me, it's coming. It's going to be night and day. I'm talking energy, swagger, vertical threat, leadership. The offense will instantly feel alive again because he's that kind of player. He's got the arm. He's got the poise. He's got that presence you can't fake. The problem is, We're wasting valuable time. Every week that Gabriel starts is another week Shedeur isn't developing. Another week this team isn't growing. And for what? So Stefanski doesn't have to admit he made a mistake. Look, I get it. No coach wants to eat crow publicly. But at some point, man, you've got to do what's best for the team, not what's best for your pride. Because right now, we're watching a coach cling to his own narrative while the season slips away in real time. And the entire fan base can see it. You've got fans online making side-by-side videos comparing Gabriel's dump passes to Shedeur's college tape. And it's not even close. They're clowning the organization nationally. Hashtags like Stefanski exposed are trending every Sunday night. This is the NFL equivalent of a PR meltdown. If Stefanski doesn't make a move soon, it's not just going to cost Cleveland games, it's going to cost him his job. Because you can't keep wasting elite defensive performances like this. You can't keep asking your fans to sit through 13-point games and call it progress. Not when you've got a quarterback sitting on your bench who can actually change the entire trajectory of your season. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Dillon Gabriel is not the guy. Not right now. Not in this offense. Not with this team. And the longer the Browns wait to give Shedeur Sanders his opportunity, the uglier this season's going to get. So, here's what needs to happen. Not next month, not down the line, this week. Stefanski needs to hand Shedeur the reins, give him the first team reps, build the game plan around his strengths, and just let him go play football. Will he make mistakes? Of course, he's a rookie, but I'd rather watch a young quarterback grow through mistakes than sit through another week of lifeless football that everyone knows is going nowhere. Because at the end of the day, this fan base deserves hope. We've suffered through too many years of mediocrity and false promises to settle for this nonsense. We need a reason to believe again. And Shedeur Sanders, that's the reason. That's the spark. So yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm angry. But I'm also hopeful because I know what's coming. Sooner or later, this team is going to have no choice but to hand the keys over to the guy who can actually drive this offense. And when that day comes, when Shedeur finally steps onto that field and shows the world what he can do, every single one of us will remember these games, these wasted weeks, as the turning point that made it all impossible to ignore. Until then, we'll keep calling it like it is. We'll keep demanding better. Because the Browns deserve better. And honestly, so do we. Now let me be clear. I like Dillon Gabriel. He's a nice dude. He'll sell a lot of Pacificas one day, after he's done being a 10-year backup. But right now Kevin Stefanski's got him looking lost out there. The Browns fan base sees it. They're begging for Shedeur. And honestly, I get it. Let's just be real. If number 12 ever touches the field in a Browns uniform, it better be with Stefanski out of the building. Did you hear the broadcast after that game? They said it straight. Dillon Gabriel looked like Dillon Gabriel. The luck ran out. He threw picks, gave up a safety. I've seen enough. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. If Shedeur can't stay healthy, fine. But what's with this phantom back injury stuff? You expect me to believe that? Nah. When you've watched football as long as we have, you know what that means. Trade talks are happening behind the scenes. I've heard whispers about the Jets, about the Bengals. Nothing confirmed yet, but it's out there. We'll dig deeper into that when I'm back at my desk. But come on, Shedeur didn't have injury issues until he got to Cleveland. Remember what I said back in preseason? Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel both had the same injuries in the same room. That tells you something about this coaching staff. That's organizational failure. This team's rotten from top to bottom. Can't keep their running back, Quinton Judkins, healthy. Traded for an aging quarterback who's already hurt. The defense is playing their hearts out. Myles Garrett has 5 sacks in one game, and they still give up 32 points. It doesn't help when Dillon Gabriel is basically throwing to the other team. You can't win like that? You drafted this guy third, wasted a top 100 pick, and for what? The offensive line's old. The corners are hurt. You traded your young one for an old one who can't stay on the field. And then, you've got a coaching staff that keeps doubling down on bad decisions. You remember how they hyped Gabriel up right after the draft? He's advanced. He's ready. He gets the playbook. They gave him first team reps right away, traded Pickett, traded Flacco, all because they thought this guy was ready. 4 games later, not one throw, not one play that makes you say, there's something there. Nothing. 4 games. You can't keep defending that. And yeah, I get it. People say, you've got to be patient with young quarterbacks. Sure, that's why Flacco was supposed to be there. A bridge guy, a mentor. But when your system is this bad, what's a rookie supposed to do? Flacco leaves and suddenly looks 22 again somewhere else. That tells you everything you need to know about the Browns' offense. Gabriel's a reach. He's a product of a system that doesn't work. Stefanski fell in love with the Oregon connection, thought it would translate, and it hasn't. You had every possible advantage. Same terminology, same wide zone scheme. And it still looks this bad. Meanwhile, Shedeur was running clown shows in college. 6 coordinators in 3 years, and still made it work. The Cleveland media spent months lying to fans, saying Dillon had more coaching changes than Shedeur, trying to paint him as the underdog. Now they're pretending they never said it. They called him a supercomputer. Now they're scrambling saying, oh, well, maybe he's not ready. Please, and the local radio guys, man, they were loud about it. Ken Carman, Tony, all those dudes at 92.3. I like them, don't get me wrong, but they rode that anti-Shedeur wave for clicks. Now you're 2-6. How's that working out? This organization has never gotten quarterback decisions right. Not once, you trusted them again. You trusted that front office? Deshaun got a massive contract and fell apart. Flacco showed up, looked good, then got shipped out. Dillon Gabriel, a mid-round guy, gets tossed into a disaster, and everyone acts shocked he's struggling. It's ridiculous. And now the same people who said he was elite are acting brand new, like they never bought the hype. I don't even blame Dillon. He is who he is. A mid-round quarterback in a broken offense. He shouldn't be catching all the heat. The media should. The front office should. Stefanski should. Look at these numbers. They tell the story. PFF grades dropping week after week. 63, 52, 48, 38. He's getting worse. Lowest graded passer in the league. Worst uncatchable throw rate. Third worst turnover-worthy play rate. He's bottom 5 in everything that matters. And this is the guy Stefanski handpicked. This is the supercomputer. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett's playing like a man possessed, and they're still getting embarrassed. The offense is unwatchable. Trick plays, bad reads, blown protections, you name it. It's malpractice and Terry Bradshaw. My God. He's out here talking about Dillon Gabriel, like he's the next big thing. I respect Terry, but come on, man. He's gone off the rails. This isn't 1980. You can't just squint and call it greatness. I've been saying it since draft night. This team didn't need to draft 2 quarterbacks. You already had Pickett and Flacco. You could have used those picks on linemen, corners, anyone who could help now. Instead, they went full Browns again. So here we are, 4 blowouts before Halloween. 4. That's not football. That's humiliation. You're wasting another season, another defense, another opportunity. At this point, I don't even care what happens next. If Shedeur's back isn't locked up, put him out there. Let the kid play. Let's see something worth watching. It can't get worse than this.